we're doing another skill comp. This time we are going for the best prospects in this class, in my eyes. Paolo Banchero of Duke, as in the last one with Ivy, which isn't up at this point, but at the point of my recording this, these are skill comps. We are not 1-to-1 comparing these players. We are comparing skills or traits that they have in similarity, or a similarity in their development pathway, or something like that, or potential NBA role. And that is what we're doing with Paolo today, who at 6'10" is a very rare scorer creator. Like, there just aren't a lot of guys at his size who can do stuff like this, where they're extremely fluid in their handle, getting pull-ups like that, able to just easily self-create in the half court with creative footwork and agility and strength and explosion, and also able to score in a variety of ways in the mid-range and the mid-post. Maybe not the most like crazy vertically explosive, not creating every advantage off the bounce, but just so versatile in his scoring at that size with his coordination and handle. It's hard. It's really hard to deal with. And a lot of people have brought this one up. This is a pretty common one, that Paolo reminds them of Pistons Blake Griffin. I think this is really accurate, at least as a stylistic comp, and a play style comp. Obviously, like as I mentioned earlier, we are not comparing them as prospects. They were very different prospects, as we'll get into in a little bit. We are comparing Paolo's current college role to Blake's current, Blake's NBA role at the time, which could be used as a potential predictor for Paolo's offensive role and what a Paolo who is a star would look like in the NBA, which is a valuable thing to consider always. It was the same stuff for Blake, which is like dominant in like the mid-low post, just so strong, so much touch, and then was also like miraculously at this point in his career like draining step back threes. I really like this play, not just because like it's a cool, it's a step back three from like a 6'10" guy, but because of like the dynamic flow, and like this is very much like within the bounds of NBA offense. Like, it's nothing crazy. It is just having a big who can not only execute these DHOs that run plays that create their own advantages, but who can kind of have the wherewithal to do stuff like this, where he's dribbling around, being creative, and adding even more threat to those already threatening plays. Again, a similar one. I actually remember this game. This is a really fun game, where Blake has like a fake dribble handoff. And, this could be any scenario, especially if you're Paolo and you land. It seems like he could land in Houston, where you have a guard like Jalen Green that's going to command a ton of defensive attention. Like, there will be plays like this where Jalen is just like commanding so much attention. And Paolo, is definitely someone who I could see in the right role, having the know-how to fake a dribble handoff and create a shot for himself at the rim. Obviously, like, this is comparison of NBA roles. Blake was still a very good athlete, but had lost a step from like the nuclear god tier athlete he was before. And again, like, Paolo really isn't going to be an S tier elite vertical or horizontal athlete, even if his traits are good for his size. And that compares to this version of Blake. But college Blake Griffin was so dominant, and so much of his offense just like looked like plays like this, like the truly like fuck it Blake down there somewhere plays. But there really are similarities with Paolo and Blake, in that on the ball, like, Blake, without like fully using strength or explosiveness to get open in post ups, like, did rely on a lot of like versatile shot making tools, because they can't burst by, or don't have like the most incredible handle. So you saw Blake making plays like this pretty often, where he'd work at the mid post, face up, and hit tough shots. This is just very cool, like Dirk footwork. Dirk homage, fun. But like, these are the kind of plays we see Paolo make, and obviously the advantage Paolo as a prospect has on Blake is that he is so much more polished and way far ahead as a shooter and as a shot creator on the perimeter. So they're obviously different players, but there is certainly some kind of a similarity there, and I could see that being a pathway for Paolo in the NBA as a star creator on his own, running offense via dribble handoffs and running pick and rolls, being the receiver of pick and rolls, doing lots of different stuff that guys his size shouldn't be able to do.